Fala pessoal do Cifra Club, hoje quem está aqui com a gente é o Paul Gilbert. Ele veio no Brasil fazer uma série de workshops, são 15 datas no Brasil, e a gente trouxe ele aqui para ele fazer uma entrevista com a gente, compartilhar um pouco da experiência musical dele, que é enorme, além da visão dele sobre música e das novidades que ele tem para contar pra gente. Oi Paul, tudo bem? Então vamos lá, para começar, a gente quer saber como foi a sua formação, quando você começou a tocar, se você recebeu o apoio da sua família para estudar a música e quando que você decidiu a seguir profissionalmente como músico.
Well, my mom and dad liked rock and roll. They had records by the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and my uncle is a great guitar player. So I was very inspired by listening to Jimmy Kidd, yeah. And they were very supportive. I think my mom, a little bit, she wanted me to go to university and study science or something like that. But I think she could tell that I loved music so much, so they let me go to a music school and practice all the time and be in rock bands, and they were very nice to me. And I never knew about the music business. I just knew about music. So I've just been very lucky that I've been able to have music be my job, but I never studied that part of it. I just mostly studied how to play and always just concentrate on the sound.
E quais eram seus ídolos na música? Quem te inspirava a tocar?
Well, early on, the records that my parents had, the Beatles. I spent a lot of time, in front of the mirror, just pretending, I want to hold your hand, pretending I'm a Beatle. And later on, when I started to play guitar, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen was a huge influence, Yngwie Malmsteen, really fast stuff, and also pop musicians like Todd Rundgren, and more recently, jazz and blues artists, B.B. King, Freddie King, and great singers like Katie Lang. There's so many. I could talk for 5 minutes because there's so much music I like.
Bom, a gente já sabe que você é um endorser fiel da Ibanez, inclusive está comemorando o 25º aniversário dos seus modelos, mas quando você começou, você certamente não começou com uma guitarra Ibanez. Como é que era o seu instrumento? O que você acha importante? Qual tipo de instrumento o músico deve ter quando ele está começando a estudar?
I think when I first started, I had an acoustic, and it was just a present from a friend. I didn't go to a store. Somebody said, "Here, have a guitar." And I was very lucky because it was a short scale guitar. So the neck is a little smaller, which was good for my hands because I was just a little kid. And actually, I was just watching a video from one of my students. She's a Japanese girl, very little girl, and she has this huge guitar. And I just want to tell her, you should get a smaller guitar, for now. It makes it so much easier to play. So being a kid, it's nice to have a smaller guitar. But now I'm big. I've got big fingers so I can play anything.
O que você acha importante, crucial para o estudante de guitarra no processo de aprendizado?
I think, every time I answer that question is different, but I think I want to show the students something that they could play in a band tomorrow if they practice hard. Sometimes people go, okay, I'm going to work on this very difficult song, and maybe I'll be able to play it in 2 years. And to me, that's too much waiting. So I want to show them something that they're ready for now, like a song that they could play tomorrow if they were in a band, like Cocaine.
Você considera importante se manter na função de professor? Como que é a sua rotina sendo professor e também sendo guitarrista e mantendo as duas atividades bem firmes? Como é que você faz?
Well, most of the teaching that I do is at my online school. And the nice thing about that is I can see each person play. So it's like a private lesson. I give a lesson for that individual person, then I'm done. Then I listen for that individual person, and then I'm done. So I can just always focus on the person. That's actually very easy. It's much more difficult when I have to teach 300 people and think okay, there's beginners, advanced, intermediate. What do I do? So I love teaching one-on-one. It's very easy.
E o que você acha importante para o músico se manter com uma carreira estável, uma vez que o mercado não está no momento bom de vendas? Bom, uma vez que você já passou por diversas mudanças, qual que é a dica? O que você acha importante para o músico se manter?
The thing that I learned is, in the early part of my career, everything's very separate. There's the record company, there's the artist, and it's very different. Now, sometimes the artist and the record company are kind of the same. I make my own records, and also I'm closer to the fans. Like if I put a video on YouTube, I get to see what people write, and it's very fast. And so I think I'm closer to the fans now than I was before. And the main thing is you have to do something that people are interested in. You have to be an entertainer. You have to be interesting. You have to be exciting. You have to be emotional. You can't be boring. And so it's more than just. Of course, you want to have great music, but you have to do something that where people go like, that makes them interesting. So it's not just being a musician, but being an entertainer. Sometimes, a band like Kiss is a master of that. They're breathing fire and they look crazy, and so sometimes those things really help.
E a última pergunta é que eu tenho observado alguns comentários, até mesmo nos vídeos de outros workshops que você tem feito pelo Brasil, você fala sobre novidades no Mr. Big. Quais são as novidades? Tem novo trabalho de estúdio, uma nova tour? O que o Mr. Big tem de novo?
Exactly what you said. When I get back to America, we're going to go in the studio, make a new album, and then we'll do a tour. So you already know. But that's about all I know, because I'm going to start it when I go back, so I don't know the details yet.
Legal. Então vai ter coisa nova do Mr. Big por aí pro pessoal conferir. Bom, Paul, para fechar, eu queria que você mandasse uma mensagem para as pessoas que estudam música, estudam guitarra, especialmente para quem está começando.
Well, first of all, I love beginners. I think beginners are fantastic because they're the easiest to teach. Sometimes more advanced people are more difficult to teach because they've been playing something like a bad habit for 30 years and they don't want to change it. Beginners, they don't have any habits, so they're always great. So my message is join my online school, first of all. If you type in Paul Gilbert Artist Works, that's the name of the school. And I can teach you every day. Just at the hotel 10 minutes ago, I was giving video lessons on my schools. Every day I teach. And besides that, I would say it's important that you're a fan of music, that you love to listen to music. Because it all comes from listening first, I think. At least that for me. I don't read music so much. I learn by listening. So get ready to move your fingers and get ready to listen a lot. Those are the very important things.
Bom, pessoal, é isso aí. Espero que vocês tenham gostado muito. Eu gostei demais. E valeu. Até a próxima. Obrigado. Thanks.
Thank you.